Okay. Welcome to the Planning Board meeting for December 16th, 2019. It's 7 p.m. at the Sutton Town Hall. And the first item I have on my agenda is the minutes from December 2nd, 2019. If you've read them over, I need a motion to approve them.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for 12/2.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any corrections? You need to add or subtract anything? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
Okay, thank you. Because Marion wasn't here, so she can't approve it. Filings?
None.
None, okay. We have a Form A plan for 199 Mendon Road that I want to acknowledge that we've received.
Yep. So, we have Mr. Pizzarella here.
Hello.
And it is a 4-page plan that I can't write straight down. I don't know what's going on here. But, you have it on your iPads and it is right here, I believe. Here you go. Mr. Pizzarella, if you wanna lay that out in front of the chairman.
All right.
Basically, you're just taking a big old piece of property and splitting it into 6
Hi.
lots.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
And the locust is right there.
So is that one?
So it's along Mendon Road between Putnam Hill and Fuller.
Scott, do you want one?
Back side of it kind of pops
so
into
those-
Pigeon Hill.
Sorry. Yeah, so those are all, there's 4 pages to the plan, there's not 4 copies of the same.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So look
Send it back to me. There you go. Let me see that back. There's 4 pages of one plan.
Right, so that's the locust up there. So it's along Mendon Road between Putnam Hill and Fuller Road. And, backs into Pigeon Hill Pond.
All right.
So,
For the secretary, your name, please.
Mike Pizzarella,
Okay, Mike?
Melbourne.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. I'm Bob Largess, I'm the chairperson. For those people that are here for the first time, how it works is people come before the planning board, we ask them to identify themselves. He's gonna make a presentation, he's just filing something right now. If there's any questions, I ask board members if there's anything that's jumping out at them, and then I ask the people that showed up, if you're here for this, fine. If you're not, if you have a question, it's a good chance to ask, and then we move forward through the agenda. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
alright, so this is actually a Form A plan, there's no filings. And so let's look at each plan. So, this is starting on the, let me find the north arrow. This is starting on the farthest west portion of the parcel. You see this is lot 1. And it has frontage along Mendon Road and some wetlands there. And then you move now more east, so there's, on the top there is the balance of that first lot we just saw. And we go to lot 2, which has again a little bit of wetland on it. Then we go to lot 3, lot 4, and then we go to the next page of the plan. Three. Have the rest of lot 5, and then lot 6. And then sheet 4 is the little nub that kind of runs off the back of lot 6 into Pigeon Hill Pond, actually. There's a significant amount of acreage split into 6 lots. You have my checklist. There were some minor issues that have all been cleaned up with these plans on my checklist. So the taxes were paid, I did check that. The $600 fee has been submitted. The Form A you have a copy of. The abutters names across Mendon were not on there, they are now. The zoning classification had the wrong lot coverage percentage, that's been corrected. And the width, they had the line shown for where the width is, but they didn't have the actual distance written in, so now that distance has been written in and labeled. So now it's good. So, Form A plan splitting one large parcel into, 6 small parcels.
Okay. Good.
So we just need a motion to allow the chairman to endorse this Form A dated whatever the date was, and which is 12/6/19.
Someone wanna make that motion?
I'll make a motion to have the chairman endorse the Plan A dated 12/6/19. The address is 199 Mendon Road.
Okay, need a second.
Second.
Once I get a second, we can have a discussion if there's any board members that have any
Seems fine.
questions, anyone from the public? In the back, Robert.
What's gonna happen with the dam on Davis Pond?
Okay, yeah, so the dam is actually gonna be part of lot 1. So whoever owns the, whoever buys lot 1 or builds on lot 1 will be responsible. They'll own the dam. So that's actually shows on lot 1, that's actually, it's like a 12, I think, 12 or 14 acre parcel, lot 1 will be.
Is the dam shown on the plan?
Not sure if the actual, the pond is, and the area where the dam is located is shown.
Isn't that where the dam is,
Yeah,
right there?
so that's the dam there, yeah. So this is the pond itself, and that would be the dam there, that leads down to the brook. Yeah. So obviously, you know, whoever owns that lot, whether it be me or somebody else in the future, would be responsible for the dam.
In the dam, it's not marked as a dam, but the dam's right.
Yeah.
You can see, that's it right there.
That, yeah, so that's the dam there. And, yeah, so this is lot 1 over
Right,
here.
got it.
And
That's
it
it.
continues over. This is basically just kind of, you know, backland. You could never really do much of anything over there.
Okay.
So if anybody was to build a house, it would be way up here towards the street.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the dam right
But
there. And the
they'll
dam
own-
is new. It's only about, you know, 10 years old or so.
Okay.
Yeah. And we registered the dam with the Office of Dam Safety,
Okay.
which is a requirement, and I think the requirement is if you're gonna if you sell the property, you have to give them a 30-day notice, and I think they maybe contact the new owner and let the new owner, let them know what the responsibilities are for owning a dam. So, yeah, and they inspected, the Office of Dam Safety just recently inspected that dam not too long ago.
All right. Good. Does that answer the question?
Can we see it on here, on the aerial? Can you?
No,
Sorry.
you can't actually, I don't think.
Sorry,
you
I'm
can
just
actually
trying to
see.
get rid of that.
Yeah,
There.
I've got some videos on my phone if you wanted to see.
So that's the big parcel that we're
Yeah.
dividing, by the way, that,
Right,
a giant one right there.
yeah.
Pop, come on lot lines, thank you.
Yeah, Yeah, so this here would be lot 1, you know, say if there was to be a house built, it would be like right about here up along the road, Mendon Road. And the dam is back here, which leads to this brook here. Right there,
That section right there.
yeah. Yeah, you can't really see it there.
When was it built?
It was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
just look.
it's in good shape.
Would it make sense?
Oh, there you go, now you can see it on that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah.
there it is right there, yeah.
It'll be hard to miss, but is it good planning to have the dam
Labeled.
labeled,
On the
for
plan.
150 years from now? When they say,
Yeah.
what was that planning board thinking? It was,
Right.
that it's a dam, it's in good shape.
Yeah,
So
no,
it-
absolutely. I
it
mean,
just-
the state inspects it every 5 years at a minimum.
Yeah.
And,
But to have it marked,
Yeah.
is good planning, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So
I don't,
you
we'll
want
move it
to
forward.
allow you to endorse it once the dam, it's labeled on those plans?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanna adjust the motion, Mr. Gagan, and with the assent of Mr. Baker?
Yes.
the dam will be marked.
So we'll adjust the motion to allow the chairman to endorse the plan with the condition that the dam be marked on lot 1, as spoken about.
Okay,
Second.
so, you can roll that up, hand it back to Mr. Pizzarella,
I'll come in.
and then,
Whenever she says it's
you
in.
just need to
Sure.
let, Ralph
Mhm.
know he just needs to label that, and then
Okay.
as soon as he gets me the Mylars,
Mhm.
it then can come and sign it at the point.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? All right, unanimous,
I
thank you.
didn't
Good
hear
job.
anything from you. You're a
I'm a
five?
Good.
Thank you very much.
We have
Okay.
5 full members, one of them sitting here, and then we have an associate over there.
You don't need these
Nope.
copies? Okay.
Nope. Okay,
Alrighty, thank you.
alright.
Okay, next I have the housing plan approval.
Alright, I
Jen
gave you guys all a
gave it.
copy of this a while ago.
Yep.
It had been my understanding from the Central Mass Regional Plan, we just needed the selectmen to vote to approve it. Turns out we need you to vote to approve it too. So, I sent it into the state for approval and they're like, hey, where's the planning board's approval? And I was like, huh? So, basically you'd be doing just the same thing that the selectmen did. There is a, strategy and implementation, there's, just strategies, basically. Capacity building strategies, zoning strategies, and basically all you're doing when you're endorsing the plan or voting to approve the plan and housing development strategies is agreeing that the townspeople as a whole should pursue these strategies. Not necessarily implement them all, but we should look into each and every one of these strategies and decide if it makes sense for the town in terms of increasing the percentage of affordable housing, both market rate and HUD affordable, to serve the needs of the residents who live here and that we need to live here to work, make different things work. So, just a motion, to approve the plan, and the recommendations, and then you can word it any way you want in terms of, you know, like I just said, not that you absolutely think each and every single one of these things should be done, but that the town should absolutely, as a town, consider each and every one of these things and whether it makes sense for Sutton.
So if someone can make a motion that we endorse the housing
Approved.
plan, approval, that'll basically be our compass.
In
that
terms
we're-
of housing.
That's what we're aiming at, we spent enough time on. I need a motion to that effect.
I'll make the motion
Thanks,
and spend some time on it.
all right. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Any discussion from board members? Any discussion from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained.
And you have a letter within your blue file folder that is just the letter. You can sign it now or later. Alright, now you have the endorsement.
All right, we have to endorse the
These
Galaxy Pass Car Wash
So if you wanna
coming
just
to Sutton.
vote to it, so you have the, here, let me show you. So you have the, slightly updated, based on the, comments of the town's consulting engineer and my comments and any comments at public meeting. The site plans for phase 3 with the car wash right there laid in. That's the major change right there, is that switching out that restaurant to a car wash. And then these are the more detailed architectural plans. So you can see, once they put in the detailing, they have added the owner, Galaxy Development, really wanted the awnings in here to match the awnings on the other buildings, so there are little awnings above some of the windows, and you'll note that there's a little more glass on one side, so you can actually see the cars moving through the line.
No cupola.
For a portion. But otherwise, it's really that kind of barn structure we talked about, in large part. So, those are the final plans. If you would wanna do a motion to endorse the site plans dated with the latest revision date of, let me give you that, sorry, latest revision date of 11/18/19, and the architectural plans with the latest revision date of 12/2/19. And then we can just sign them after the meeting.
Someone wanna make that motion? I can't.
So you're endorsing this.
I'll make a motion, we endorse the plans for the car wash at Pleasant Valley Crossing dated.
We got an 11/18/19 on the site plan,
And revision, revised 12/2/19.
on the architecture.
Yep.
Need a second?
Second.
Thank you. So we can have a discussion. I asked earlier, if all the water was gonna be recycled. I was told that it's 'cause water's important to me. 70% of the water in this will be, recycled and reused.
Right.
100% is
They were
tough to
still looking at the 100%, but they were finding reasons why you actually don't want all 100% to be recycled. And we had a discussion about that the other day in the office. So there are reasons where you don't want to, where you want to work in fresh water into the system as opposed to having every bit of water that touches a vehicle be recycled with dissolved sodium and different things in it that aren't necessarily removed by a filtration system. As certain things can be removed by a filtration system and certain things can't unless you have like a reverse osmosis, whatever, to pull salt out, dissolved salt. So, there was some reasons they're finding why you don't wanna do 100% recycle.
But it's important that it is 70%.
70%.
Which is good.
Yep.
And also for my comments and anyone else, it's missing a cupola, almost a barn, but
No.
didn't
And
make the cut.
notice there's no stone either, so
Yeah.
you didn't get what, I didn't get what I wanted.
I like a cupola, it's gotta be a barn, it needs a cupola, but I'm okay with it. Any other comments from board members,
No, nope.
from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Can I vote on this since I wasn't at the last few meetings?
I would just abstain and let, you wanna just let Kyle pop in for that vote, or
Did she
it's
say
fine with a
abstain?
4.
Yeah.
Okay. One
Unless
to
you actually watch
abstain.
this on TV.
Did you watch it on TV? Oh, okay. Abstain.
Marion forgot her hearing aids, so you'll have to speak up. She's lip reading and my lips are hard to read.
Look at all that weird, man. What are you
Okay.
doing?
We have some other correspondence.
Yeah, we've received an annual update on our subsidized housing inventory, so, the latest one, actually, all the units at Leland Hill are now certified. So you have 13 units at Leland Hill. Forest Edge, 2 of the 5 that will be there are on the list. So you'll have an additional 3 at some point, hopefully within the next year. And then all 40 units at Orchard Apartments are on the certified inventory. So you're currently up to, drum roll please, 55 units, which gets our percentage based on the 2010 census up to 1.65% of the 10 that we're supposed to have. However, don't get comfortable with that percentage because once the 2020 census kicks in, we're just gonna get killed again. So I'm just letting you know what this year's inventory shows in terms of our progress towards our affordable housing numbers.
And for those people that are wondering, because I can hear you wondering, why do we want to do that? We can't get stuff from the state and from the federal. We have to make efforts and achieve certain numbers so they'll accept our application to do other things for town. And we're always trying to find ways to make sure that we can be on Santa's list of things to be provided to the town by the state and the federal government.
Right, and I mean, the Fair Housing Act in 1968 at the federal level really trickled down and required that every state have a certain percentage of affordable housing, and share the burden of affordable housing, across the country, and not just share the burden, but make sure that affordable housing is available in every corner of the United States, depending on if you wanna live in the country, or you wanna live on the West Coast, or wherever, that there should be affordable housing everywhere. In the state of Massachusetts, we enacted, that as law in 1969, and that was when, each community, each municipality was required to work towards having a minimum of 10% of their stock in HUD affordable housing. Right now, and as of today's date, that translates to about $205,000 for a 3-bedroom home, and about $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, believe it or not. And that's the high end of affordability, those making 70 to 80% of the median income in this area. So, it's important, like Bob said, to qualify for certain grants and funding programs, but also just to meet our burdens and our burden's the wrong word, our responsibility to be in compliance with the Federal Fair Housing Act and state law, which really promotes worker housing, workforce housing, housing for teachers, firefighters, and the like. Again, you're not gonna afford $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment unless you got a job. So, it's really by and large workforce housing in this area.
One of the key points on that too is that if we're not up near that 10%, if a developer came in with a huge plan with a lot of low-end housing, and we were thinking it would be too much, they could appeal that, and even if we didn't want it, they could get awarded it because we're under that 10%. It kind of
Right.
takes away our ability to monitor what comes in, and that's a big one.
That's
because
huge.
Somebody
That is-
could come in with 400 units and they could appeal it and say, doesn't matter if the town doesn't want it, because we're under that 10%. Especially we're at 1.5%, which is quite a ways from
Way off.
10%. It could happen without our control, and we try to monitor every project, so that's
It's huge, and that's a
right.
huge point, Mike, yeah. And so that's what this housing plan that we just adopted does, it gives a strategy for moving towards that 10%. If we get this plan approved, certified by the state, approved by the state is one thing, certified means you've created at least 0.5%, which is, in this case, is 17 units over a calendar year. If we can actually meet that goal, then any large 40B development that's trying to get way higher density than is otherwise allowed, or just some completely incompliant or uncompliant or just incompatible development within the town, we could actually open the hearing with the zoning board of appeals and deny it based on the fact that we're in what's called safe harbor. We have an approved plan and we've created so many units over a calendar year. It's gonna be pretty tough to do, because even if all of Wedgewood Farm built out this year, which is our 93 units of affordable housing, which we do have a settlement of that lawsuit on the table now, so that should wrap up hopefully within the next week or two and can move forward. And the 3 units at Forest Edge came on, those remaining 3 units, which they're moving along quite quickly, so we might actually see those in this calendar year. That still leaves us 1 shy of 17 for the calendar year. But I am working with them now because there is some limited ability to count accessory apartments. So I'm seeing what it takes, if those have to be deed restricted, which is very tough, or if by and large an accessory apartment of a certain size is considered market rate affordable, because it is a 1-bedroom unit that likely won't rent for more than $1,400. So I'm working with the state to see what it takes to qualify those, in which case we might be in a much better position. So we could achieve potentially safe harbor if we really work at it this year. If you achieve 1%, which is 34 units, which is a stretch around here in terms of what we produce for housing, you'd have safe harbor from any big developments or any developments that were incompatible for 2 full years. So we don't wanna necessarily block affordable housing, but we wanna have some protection from giant developments or ones that are completely incompatible with the town. So.
Okay, thank you. 7:10, we have a public hearing that's been continued for a special permit for an accessory apartment at
Alright.
166 Eight Lots Road.
Let me.
Well-
affordable housing.
Yeah, well,
Accessory
welcome
apartment.
back.
Timing, huh?
You wanna
It's-
restrict
even though
that
it's
for us,
continued,
so you'll never
your
rent
name
it
for the
more
record?
than-
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, if they agreed to restrict it so they never rent it for more than the HUD affordable rate, we could immediately count their
It's
units.
continued.
Yeah, so we have new plans, they are in your electronic files, and so, there you go, kinda looks like what's there now.
Right,
So if you just wanna go over any major changes,
sure, so our first ask from the board was, since we're asking for the exception of the 50/50 storage space versus livable room, was we wanted to move our plan from using the upstairs to the downstairs, cause that would save us some cost and not have to do any construction of the outside of the building.
Mhm.
So, the plans reflect showing everything on the first floor as well as the outside, keeping the existing structure as is.
there's front elevation, there is rear elevation, there is right elevation, there's right faces Eight Lots Road, right?
Correct, yeah,
And this faces in towards the house.
correct.
So this slider isn't here right now, right? So that's new?
So that is the only change so far, but that's the only change to the outside.
Okay.
Our plan is actually, we have two old barn-type doors that we'd like to use almost as shutters that could be closed again to look as it does today,
Okay. On that side, you mean?
with a double door.
Where the slider is?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that faces you, so nobody's gonna see that,
right,
but,
that
you
faces
know.
the back there.
So otherwise, this is the same,
Correct.
and that is the same,
Correct.
and this is pretty much the same.
So this will stay exactly the same as it is.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's a garage door today.
Yep.
We would remove that, build a real wall behind it, and put either texture 111 or some type of board that looks like a garage door.
So you can see on the floor plan, fake garage door. Alright, awesome.
And then the secondary question was,
Mhm.
from the Board of Health for our septic system. So the septic system was installed in 2017, and we contacted them to have them review the existing septic system, and we asked, could we add a fifth bedroom to it without having any major changes to it? So you'll see the barn is listed out there, and a new pipe going from the barn to the, I guess, initial holding tank?
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is,
Correct, yes.
So did this go to the Board of Health yet, or it's on its way?
So Tina, was that sent to Board of Health this morning?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark, Farrell sent that to us.
Oh, this is Mark Farrell in Sturbridge? Awesome. Great engineer. Oh, that was, yeah, I don't own any stock in his company.
So I have that PDF, I could either email it to you or to Board of Health, I guess?
Well, you'll need to do whatever filing is required with the Board of Health.
Okay,
But I need a PDF of it, yes.
okay.
And then you might wanna just pop a PDF over to the Board of Health, and then Mark knows exactly what needs to be filed with the Board of Health, I would assume.
Right, he said he'd do it for us.
Yes, exactly. So, can't hurt, so anything you do, any action you take, of course, needs to be conditioned on them not
Approval of all boards.
starting, yeah, especially the Board of Health.
So, was his assessment that the fifth bedroom would work with,
Yes.
I mean, I thought,
So
okay.
he is in, of the understanding was just adding that pipe from the accessory apartment to the, I don't know, is it first holding tank is what it's called? Would be adequate. If the Board of Health requires additional leach field lines, he has that drawn in the plan as proposed also if needed. So the leach field's in the very back of the property.
So you've got
Oh, yeah.
there, okay.
You've got a backup plan. Yeah, I know they wanted to see kind of floor plan of this, but what you're saying is, you're not planning on changing the floor plan. You're planning on keeping 4 here, adding 1 here, and you feel like everything's adequate the way it is.
So that's what Mark feels. As
Okay.
a third option,
Mhm.
we are 100% fine with changing what is now my office, which is considered a bedroom,
Mhm.
into either a laundry room or designating it as no longer a bedroom, and we're
Right.
okay with that.
Yeah, there's weird things about, does it have a closet, does it not have a closet, there's Board of Health stuff on that, so, but you have options, basically.
Right, we'd be okay with that, that's fine.
Okey dokey. This is gonna sound funny, but, in that set of minutes, did we already vote the waiver?
I believe we did.
I thought we did. I just wanna make sure, cause then all we have left to do is to just do the motion to approve with any appropriate conditions.
The minutes were from.
Oh, yeah.
Last meeting or the one before?
That was the one
before that.
Darn,
Yeah, but-
okay, hold on, I got 'em.
Wait a minute. Oh, here's.
Old meeting materials, November 4th, or no, November 18th.
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 Oh, business. Oh, whoops. They weren't this one, it was the meeting on the 18th, right? Hartness, no, Hartness, no, 8 lots, so it's on the 18th, no. So this isn't the right one.
We continued,
Thank you,
we waived the requirement of no more than 50% of the detached structure.
thank you.
And those are the 2 motions I see for that day.
Great. All right, so then you've already done the waivers, so now you just need to do the motion to approve with conditions, or disapprove. I would recommend approve with conditions. You do have a memo from me with minimum conditions on it.
There you go.
Find it.
Right here, Mike.
Okay,
We also had added.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone wanna make that motion?
Oh, make the motion, to approve, with minimum conditions, approval of all the required departments, boards, or commissions, especially approval from the Board of Health. Separate street numbers must be utilized and clearly posted on the home, and if necessary, at the street for the main home and accessory apartment, so that emergency vehicles know where or how to gain access to the separate units. And we also had, while doing any design, if there's any changes, bring it to our board as well, if anything else changes.
oh,
But,
on
you
the
know,
architect.
But he's already made some changes, so that may be already done then, so.
Thank you, Michael. Need a second.
Hold on a minute. So it was a special permit, so I just wanna note that because you've run down the list of all the requirements, you in effect have made all the required findings for grant of this special permit. So, I just want to make sure we're all in agreement with that you found that all the requirements have been met prior to making that motion. Okay.
Need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Scott. Any further discussion from the board?
No, I mean, I think it looks like a good project, you know, looks,
Thanks.
seems to fit right in with the house you're at, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's.
And I'd be willing to talk about if it helps with the Affordable Housing Act.
Okay.
So
good.
feel free to contact us if that helps out, if this goes through.
The missing one, hey.
If it's all- if it's all approved.
The missing one.
Well, January 1st, cram them into next year.
Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? You got it.
All right,
Nice
motion to
job.
close
Thank
that
you.
hearing.
Motion to close the hearing?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? You got that? Mike and Mary?
Yes, I have,
Motion to adjourn?
no, I have just one or just a sec, just a sec.
Not more homework.
No. Mike, I just wanted to let you know that this was supplied by Mike Gordon at Blackstone National. He told you he would give you the detailed architecture of the club when it came in, so there you go. I think it's really awesome, nice post and beam, but I'm just making sure you have that and you can see that. That is the final architecture, for the Blackstone National building that will replace the tent,
Replace the existing one,
the existing tent,
tent.
yes, the tent.
We'll acknowledge that we got that.
Yep.
And then this is
Then we
good.
could take
Oh,
a
that's
motion at
nice.
7:35 to adjourn.
So moved.
That's the motion. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Michael. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Awesome.
Abstain.
All right, so you've got these plans to sign right here. And then you need to make sure you get